And once again, we welcome you back here to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium at Collinsville High School as we get you ready for quarterfinal number 2. Looks like my camera's glitching, so we got to do this real quick. It'll go black for a moment, and then hopefully it'll reset and it won't be so glitchy. That's what happens when you go from game to game to game. You don't really have a lot of time to set up and pre-set up this thing. So we'll move right along. Second quarterfinal of the day is a game between Belleville East and Lincoln. This should be a good one as well. My name is Todd Duke. Zach Roseman is on the other microphone. Zach, you had a chance to do the Lincoln game yesterday with Matt Clark. So give me your insights on what you know about this version of Lincoln.
It's a lot of the same guys are back from last year. Pretty much all of their major contributors are back. The shot clock maybe threw them off a little bit in the Granite City game. Weren't able to quite get into their motion offense quite as effectively as Coach Alexander would like, but they were able to get into their set plays and had a lot of success. Granite City didn't have a lot of size, and so Cook was able to kind of exercise his will on the boards, wound up with 20-7, so good night for him.
The Lincoln Railers, of course, as mentioned, coached by Neil Alexander, who coached in his 1,000th game as the Lincoln head coach yesterday. So he now has 750 wins and 250 losses, and he will put on the floor Trey Schilling, a 5'11" junior, Kyan Carson, a 5'6" junior, Tyler Sauce, a 6'5" senior, Jake Blevin, a 6'2" senior, and Peyton Cook, a 6'7" senior. Belleville East Lancers, they are coached by Jeff Creek, and he got all over his team yesterday, right there on the floor in front of that same bench they're using today, and pretty much read his team the riot act, and that worked because they ended up responding after that one and came back and beat McClure North 49-40. I'm sure that Coach Jeff Creek would like to see a little bit more out of his guys, and he will bring a one change to the lineup. Talis Lowry will not get the start. Alex Jackson will get the start instead. So Jackson is a 6'5" senior. Mason Mosley, a 5'10" senior. Darian Singleton, the 6'1" senior. Antwine Wilson, the 6'4" senior, and Jordan Pickett, the 6'4" senior. And Zach, as I mentioned, Jeff Creek expects a lot more out of his guys than they showed yesterday against the Stars.
Yeah, even in some of the games that I've been able to watch of Belleville East this year, they've definitely played better than that. Just one of those things. They got off to a really, really cold start, shot just 31% from the field in the first half. Got it going a little better in the second half. Pickett and Wilson wound up with 37 of their 49 points. Belleville East definitely a team that are going to want to be more balanced than that. And Mosley was able to get going in the second half, but able to make some adjustments with Lowry and Singleton going a combined 0 of 7 from the field. So you're going to have to rectify that against this Lincoln 1-2-2 if you want to have a chance of winning.
Lincoln, they have the largest numbers on the backs of their jerseys than any team I've ever seen.
Yes, very, very clear to pick up.
It is.
Red, they're wearing their road greens, got nice red numbers, very clearly outlined. Quite easy for us broadcasters to pick out.
Yeah, we like that stuff as broadcasters. Three-point shooting is going to be key today, and both of these teams shot 13 threes yesterday, but Belleville East only made 2, Lincoln only made 3. They're going to have to up that today.
Yeah, both teams didn't really shoot all that well. I mean, Lincoln were able to establish the ball on the inside, against Granite, but definitely you're going to want to shoot the ball better. Pickett, Wilson, and Singleton going a combined 0 of 10. And Lincoln were just a hair better. Camden Nelson was 1 of 4, which isn't awful, but just overall not. 3 of 13. 23%. Lincoln want to make a couple more than that if you're going to take 13
free throws. Not bad by either team. 11 of 15 for Belleville East yesterday. Lincoln hit 5 of 9. The rebound department, 34 pulled down by Belleville East, 29 pulled down by Lincoln. So this should be a pretty even matchup. I'm anxious to see this game and see how Belleville East handles this different kind of a Lincoln offense than what the Southwestern Conference usually sees. Both teams are ready to go. In the green uniforms are the Lincoln Railers. In the white uniforms are the Belleville East Lancers. They have blue numbers and they have the word East written across the fronts of their jerseys. The word Lincoln in big red letters written across the fronts of the jerseys by the Lincoln Railers. Belleville East wins the tip-off. They have first possession, and now they do not. A stolen ball, and right off the bat, that's turned into 10 points by Keon Carson, and we're underway.
Yeah, Carson had a really good game yesterday. Had 14 points, 7 of 8, basically all layups. Coach Alexander has called him the fastest player he's ever coached. Very kind of reminiscent of a Kwan Smith type player for Lincoln.
Old Skeet. Oh, Kwan Smith. What? Lincoln?
Well,
You're throwing me off there.
Yeah, just
out of bounds.
Nice deflection there. Saucy hustling over to the far side to get the deflection.
Final score over in the Aux Gym, by the way, between Mundelein and Madison was Mundelein 63-53. They had a big lead in that game, and I'm surprised it was just a 10-point final, but you got to give some credit to Madison for coming back in that game.
Yeah, Mundelein up by 20 late in the first half. I think Madison were able to cut it down all the way to 6, but Mustangs able to hold on. Derek Bishop with a pretty solid 26 points, continuing his pretty solid start to the tournament for the Mustangs.
By the way, O'Fallon, we were talking about their missed free throws. They actually ended up going 11-19 in that loss to Decatur MacArthur, so it wasn't as bad as we thought it was. Speaking of free throw line, at the line right now is Alex Jackson, and Jackson for Belleville East gets his team on the board. Well, yesterday's game, Jackson didn't go to the free throw line, so he gets his first try here in this one, and he already is 1 for 1, trying to go 2 for 2, and going for the tie. Foul, by the way, belonged to Peyton Cook. His team's first. Rebound after the miss belongs to East. Into the corner it goes. Three-point try. That hits the inside of the rim from Darian Singleton. Singleton trying to pick up his own rebound. It's on the ground, and that's going to be a jump ball. But as we mentioned, the East Lancers won the opening tip-off, so the arrow was in favor of Lincoln on that one.
Yeah, another missed three from Singleton now. 0 of 6 from the field to start the tournament. Been ice cold so far.
Oh.
Nice pressure there by Mosley, forcing the turnover. Unless they're saying it went off of Mosley.
I think it went off of Mosley, but no, they're going to.
Yeah. Okay. I thought Carson got it.
Went off of Carson, yeah, because he tried to catch that ball before it went out of bounds, and he touched it while it was laying on the purple stripe. Inbound pass coming in from Darian Singleton, and he does so to Wilson, who kicks it all the way out to Mosley. Mosley. Offset on the right wing, over to the left side now for Pickett. Back over to Mosley on the right side. Back to Pickett. Into the corner it goes once again for Singleton. Back out for Pickett. Pickett dribbles and drives, gives it to Mosley for 3, and that one tips across the rim. Rebound. Handled by the Railers and Trey Schilling. They'll get the ball over into the hands of Saucy. Saucy brings it up. Over onto the left wing. Almost lost the handle on that ball. Instead, he gives it over to Saucy once again, and then it goes back to Blevin. Blevin, into the corner it goes. A little bit of a dribble drive into the paint there by Cook. His shot misses the mark, and back outside we go, and it's thrown away. Lincoln has thrown the ball away twice here in the early going. 2-1 is our score at the bottom of the third.
Yeah, Pickett, Belleville East taking a little bit of time to figure out the Lincoln 1-2-2, and Lincoln with a couple of uncharacteristic turnovers. Got off to a little bit of a slow start against Granite City, too, so I'm sure Coach Al maybe wants to try and rectify that, but it seems like the trend is repeating itself for the Rail Splitters. Nice steal there by Schilling.
Sure was. Railers get the ball over into the corner right in front of the Belleville East bench. They'll backwards the ball over to Saucy, and Saucy will give it up now for Carson. Carson, one dribble and picks it up, and on the move now is Cook, and he'll drive, that was Blevin, and Blevin uses a little bit of the high glass there to give him and his team a 3-point lead. 5:50 to go here in this opening quarter. Quarterfinal number 2. Winner will have the dubious task of taking on the defending champion MacArthur Generals, and now we have a 10-second violation by the Lancers, and the Lancers are just having a hard time holding on to the ball.
Yeah, just not anything complicated, but the 1-2-2 will really slow you down. I think they got Granite for 1 or 2 in their game yesterday, so Lincoln forcing turnovers.
Inbound pass into the backcourt for Carson. Carson, who stands the same height I am, 5'6". So you know he's one of the smallest guys in this tournament if you're my height. I'm not a very tall guy. Yeah, he stepped out of bounds, did Carson. He went with that drop foot back to try to give himself a little forward momentum, and that back foot hit that line. So 3 turnovers here in the first 3 minutes by Lincoln. East will try to get it across the line now without the 10 seconds expiring, and this time they will do so in the form of Mosley. Mosley in the slot, over to Pickett on the left wing. Back out front will go. And Singleton gives it up to Mosley underneath, and a little fingertip roll falls in for Antwine Wilson, and it's back to a 1-point lead for Lincoln. Here comes Carson with a burst of speed. He gets shoved toward the out-of-bounds stripe, but Lincoln able to stay with it. Now some nice moves over there by Schilling as he did everything but lose that ball.
Yeah, went down, was able to keep his dribble. Bucket there for Wilson, kind of easy. Zone broke down, and they tried to run the lob play for Pickett, and they defended that well, but just a little bit of a rotational issue, and Wilson was able to get free for the pretty easy bucket.
Schilling to inbound. He does so to Carson all the way back near midcourt. Carson tries to dribble his way up onto that right wing. No good. Left wing into the left-hand corner now, and that is Cook. Cook sends it back out to Carson. Carson dribbles through the perimeter and lost the ball. Back out to Cook for three. That one falls a little short, and the rebound belongs to Wilson. He'll throw it up quickly to Alex Jackson. Jackson is going to get charged with a charge, and he lowered that shoulder down and just bowled over the Lincoln player right underneath the basket.
Yeah, great job by Saucy there, just matching it, and, Jackson, a bigger body guy, just kind of lowered the shoulder and ran over Saucy.
Well, they were both still on the move, too, so Saucy didn't have a chance to set his feet, but at the same time, Jackson just lowered that shoulder and shoved him into the paint. Carson, he'll bring the ball up for Lincoln. 1-point lead by the Railers. Into the corner it goes, and then back out of the corner to Blevin. Blevin to the top of the key, now onto the left wing for Cook. Cook trying to find Carson. He gets ran into by Mosley. A little dipsy doodle shot wouldn't fall in for Carson. Rebound belongs to East. They get it to Antwine Wilson. Wilson into the paint, off the glass, gets his own rebound, puts it back up, and it falls in. And the 1-point lead swings into the favor of the Belleville East Lancers.
Yeah, Belleville East looking to run pretty much immediately, trying to beat the 1-2-2 back. And done a decent job there. Wilson with 4 points now for the Lancers.
Lincoln wants to bring in 3 new players at the next opportunity. Here's a 3-point shot. That's a little bit long. And Lincoln gets their own rebound, but then unable to hold on to it was Blevin, and it rolls off of his shoe and out of bounds.
Yeah, Lincoln are going to bring their bench unit in. Camden Nelson had a very, very good tournament last year. Aiden Gowan, who started last year but has been relegated to a bench role. And then Drew Hayes, a pretty impressive sophomore who had a pretty good game yesterday, rebounding the ball. I believe he had 7.
Mosley sends it across the court. Wilson, he gets fouled.
Traveled.
Nope, traveled. I thought they were going to get a reach-in call there against Peyton Cook for a moment, but they called the travel instead. So another turnover by the Lancers, and the inbound pass will be triggered by Drew Hayes, the 6'4 sophomore.
See TJ Montgomery and Talis Lowry come in as Singleton and Jackson will head to the bench. The Lancers get a little bit smaller here.
1-point contest thus far here in this first quarter. Inbound pass by Hayes into the backcourt to Carson. Carson dribbles it over the line with his left hand and moves over to the left wing. Reverses direction, forgot to take the ball with him, and he'll throw it backwards to Gowan. Gowan all the way over into the corner and now back out from there to Carson once again. Carson all the way over to the left wing, back over to the right side, and Carson ends up with it again right where he left off. Into the corner, 3-point shot on the way, and that one is good off of the hands of Aiden Gowan. And back to a 2-point lead now for Lincoln. Here comes Belleville East. Here is Pickett. Pickett will drive all the way, uses the glass, can't get the rim. Second shot put up by Mosley won't fall in. Nothing but Lincoln players there to get that rebound. There was 3 of them. Take your pick. Here is Carson. Carson over the timeline, throws it over onto the wing, and then underneath the basket for Cook. He'll try to use the glass. No good there. Nice move by Pickett to keep the ball moving forward. He gets the ball into the hands of Wilson now. Wilson all the way over to the far side of the court for Mosley. Mosley, no room to move there. He's being cut off by Camden Nelson.
Nelson will slap the floor. That's interesting.
Mosley. Turn around saying, I can't hear you. Coach was yelling something. He says he couldn't hear him. Back out to Mosley. Mosley over to Jordan Goodwin. Goodwin drives the lane. Reverse layup. Hits the bottom of the backboard. And it falls right down into the hands of Drew Hayes. Hayes gets the ball up to Carson. 2:14 left to play here in this opening quarter. Just a 2-point game. And over onto the deep right wing. Now back out to the top of the key for Gowan. Into the corner. Here comes another 3-point shot. That one from Nelson. That misses the mark. Rebound belongs to Belleville East. Lancers bring it up. Mosley, no-look pass, reverse layup. I do believe Cook got a little bit of that ball and blocked that one out. Now it hits the top of the backboard as well as the post, extending from the ceiling here, and that's another turnover.
Jackson Muse into the game for the Lancers. He'll replace Lowry. Honestly thought that might have been a goaltend on Cook, but no call there, and Lincoln are going to get the ball back. Game definitely being played at the pace that the Rail Splitters want.
Yeah, it is pretty high intensity here. Drew Hayes ready to inbound, does so to Carson. Carson in front of his own bench. Starts bringing it up court. 1:45 to play here in the first. Yeah, get the ball over to Nelson for another three-point try. Good. 10-5. Lancers are being doubled up here by the Railers, and they're having a hard time getting out of the backcourt once again. They finally get it across the line. Mosley, he'll settle up over there on that right wing and then slowly walk back toward midcourt. He'll give the ball up to Montgomery, back into Pickett, back to Montgomery, over to Mosley. Mosley into the paint, almost lost the ball, and Wilson had it knocked out of his hands. Falls right into the hands of Gowan, who gives to Carson. Carson tries to work up to the midcourt stripe as we approach 1 minute to go here in this first quarter. Onto the wing to Cook. Cook deep out front now. That is Hayes. Another three-point shot coming from Nelson. That misses the mark. Gets his own rebound. Puts another shot up. That one no good. And now we're going to have a foul called, and this one is going to go against Lincoln, and I believe that's going to go against Gowan.
No, they're going to give that to Cook, and that's his second. They'll bring Saucy back in to replace him. And Lincoln will counteract by bringing Jackson in.
5-point contest right now. Lincoln has the lead, 10-5 over Belleville East. 55 seconds left to play here in quarter number one. Comes across the way into the hands of Montgomery. Montgomery working the ball up over on this near side wing. Make that the far side wing. Back over to the near side wing. Mosley to Pickett. Back out front for Montgomery. Into the paint. Picked off by Lincoln. And now a foul is going to be called.
Yeah, kind of a scramble for the ball. Muse comes up with it. I would think they would get Saucy with it.
And to the free throw line, it will be Jackson Muse.
His first shot of any kind in the tournament. He had a rebound, a turnover, and 2 steals yesterday.
Well, he's now on the board with some points. 1 to be exact. 10-6, 4-point lead for Lincoln. 33.9 seconds to go here in this opening quarter of quarterfinal number 2. Winner will move on to take on MacArthur in the first semifinal game at 6 o'clock. The loser will play O'Fallon in the first 5th place semifinal at 4:30. And a little skin maintenance for Lincoln, if you will. Back to the free throw line. Jackson Muse already hit one, and he hits both of them.
And they're going to bring somebody out, and we'll see.
Yeah, Darren Stevens is going to come in.
Yeah, a pretty early appearance for him is.
Well, looking like Saucy might have a little blood on the side of his face, and that's what they're trying to take care of.
Yeah, so he'll go get checked out by our trainer, and one of the 2 that we have here at Collinsville, and we'll move right along.
Inbound pass comes into Carson. He has that ball knocked out of his hands by Tallis Lowry, who didn't get the start but is now in the game, but it stays in possession of Lincoln. Another inbound pass coming here from Drew Hayes. Hayes inbounds, and Carson gets it after that. Carson quickly across the line. Nelson thought about the 3, pulls up and gives it up back to Hayes. Hayes back outside, it goes to Gowan. Gowan, he'll get it back from the corner. He'll launch his own 3-point shot. That hits the fat part of the iron and comes down for Belleville East. They have 15 seconds to work with. They'll bring it up court. And once again, here is Jackson Muse. Muse down to 5 seconds. Over into the corner now for Singleton. Launches a 3. That's a little bit too long, and that's the way that quarter number 1 comes to a close. Quarter number 2 comes your way next on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
The Times Tribune, Madison County's longest-running leading independent newspaper.
The Times-Tribune covers Troy, Collinsville, Maryville, and all the villages and communities of Madison County. From area city halls to sports, including the Collinsville Jayhawks and Unit 10 District News. The Times-Tribune covers that and more. The Times-Tribune is a weekly hometown newspaper published every Thursday, and a one-year subscription is only $40 for the printed and online editions. For more information, call the Times-Tribune at 618-667-3111, online at timestribunenews.com, or follow them on Facebook at Times-Tribune. Back at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, Todd Duke, Zach Roseman with you for game number 2 of the day. Second quarterfinal game. Belleville East trying to move on into the winner's bracket, as are the Railers of Lincoln, the Rail Splitters of Lincoln High School. 3-point contest, 10-point lead belongs to Lincoln. Lancers will have the ball to start quarter number 2. Inbound pass will be coming in from Wilson. Our third quarterfinal comes your way next. Rockford East taking on the hometown Collinsville Jayhawks. There is Pickett. Gives it up once again. Lowry to Mosley. Mosley back over to Singleton, and then a 3-point shot by Wilson misses, but there's the rebound by Singleton. Pickett, long 3-point try. That one hits the fat part of the iron as well. And a rebound, put back, no good. Singleton, but a whistle will most likely be sending him to the free throw line, and this one is going to go against Darren Stevens. To the free throw line for Belleville East is Darian Singleton. He went 0 for 1 from the line yesterday. First shot on the way, and that one's good. 2-point game.
Yeah, Singleton's first points of the tournament. Bit of a disappointing start for him. He's normally a guy that'll get you about 8-10 points a game.
Next one on the way, and that one misses. And the rebound, Jackson can't get it to go. And now the ball on the floor and sliding out of bounds with it. And not too happy about it is Camden Nelson. There's no way he could have stopped himself at all. He was sliding on that floor.
Tyler Saucy back into the game after getting the blood cleared up, and Stevens will head to the bench.
Inbound pass will be triggered here by Mason Mosley. Far side sideline. Back out for Wilson. Wilson gives it up to Pickett. Pickett over on the far side, gives it into the hands of Singleton. Singleton to Mosley. Mosley back over to Singleton. Into the corner it goes for Wilson. All the way across for Mosley. Mosley back out front, top of the key for Pickett. Pickett over to Singleton. Singleton on that left-hand wing, and now he finally comes out of there. Pickett gets the ball back over to Singleton. Singleton wants to drive the lane, takes the shot, can't get it to fall. And Jackson, this time the rebound does stay in for Alex Jackson, and we are tied at 10.
Yeah, Jackson really imposing his will down there on the offensive glass.
He's a big dude.
Yeah, 6'5", probably every bit of 250 pounds, and Saucy and Hayes struggling a little bit to, Saucy and Hayes kind of struggling to box him out, but we'll have a foul on Singleton.
I think you and I would have trouble boxing him out.
Well, I mean, he's every bit of, he's got, 10 inch. He's 10 inches and.
Oh God, he's got like over 100 pounds on me. All right, Lincoln back in possession of the ball. Here is Saucy, and he hands the ball off to Carson. Carson stops, top of the key, throws it right into the hands of Antwine Wilson. Wilson off the glass, good for 2, and the Lancers have a lead.
Yeah, Lincoln trying to go for the backdoor cut. Great defense there by Wilson, recognizing it and getting the steal and run out, and Coach Alexander will take a 30-second timeout.
30-second timeout it is. We will take a 30-second timeout right along with them, and we're back here in just a moment on the Jayhawk Sports Network. Collinsville High School alumni Stacy Lauenstein, CHS class of 91, Lisa Bassetto, Sarah Sulke, and Tracy Limp, CHS class of 94, Tony Geisen, CHS class of 96, and Kevin Robinson, CHS class of 99, want to wish all of our K-Hawks a great year. We look forward to cheering you on and supporting you. Work hard on the court and the field, as well as in the classroom. Remember, once a K-Hawk, always a K-Hawk. Hashtag K-Hawk family. And welcome back, everyone. Very good afternoon. Happy New Year. Glad that you're with us here for the 38th edition of this Holiday Classic at Collinsville High School, now being sponsored by Prairie Farms. For the longest time, it was the Schnucks Holiday Classic. We are glad that you're with us as we are really just beginning our day. 1 game of 8 in the books. They will make Camden Nelson come up about 10 more feet and take that inbound pass. He does so to Carson. Carson brings it up to the midcourt logo and fires the ball over to Saucy. Saucy, he dribbles, he drives, he shoots, and he does not score. The ball on the ground picked up by Jackson. Jackson gets it to Pickett. Belleville East on the way. They lead by 2, looking for more. Here's Mosley, and Mosley travels.
Yeah, great hustle there by Saucy. Sprinted the full length of the court after, dived after the loose ball and then sprinted the full length of the court to get back into position.
That's funny. The Lincoln assistant coaches sitting at the end of the bench called the travel, and then the referee said, yes, he did. Carson, he dribbles and drives through the paint. Kicks it into the corner. Here comes a big three-point shot. That one misses. It was a little too long. Just barely ticked the outside of the rim on the way down. Here is Pickett. Gets it to Wilson off the glass for 2. And Belleville East stretches their lead out to 4.
Yeah, Wilson with 8. Really having a good game. He had a good game yesterday, too. Had 19 points to lead the Lancers.
Here's Carson once again for Lincoln. He gets the ball into the hands of Drew Hayes. Hayes with a one-arm shovel pass, and now into the corner it goes to Carson from Gowan. Back out front for Saucy, over to Nelson. Nelson gets the ball to Hayes. Lincoln moves that ball around better than a lot of teams in the area. They always have been able to do that. And now it ends up into the hands of Hayes again. Back to the top of the key, but now you got a shot clock to deal with, and now we have a whistle. And there's going to be a foul handed out to Jordan Pickett. And that resets the shot clock.
Yeah, get Mosley there with the foul. Bivin will re-enter as Nelson will take a seat. Montgomery will come in for the Lancers.
Did I miss the that part? Because all I saw was that part.
Yeah, I was like...
I saw the one hand. I did not see the fist go up. So that's why I thought it was against Pickett. Here's Carson. Gets the ball over to Hayes, and it's tipped away by Pickett. And Pickett comes in. Can't control the ball, turns around, takes the shot, and Jordan Pickett will pick up his first points of this game. 16-10. Lancers with the lead. And another ball that was picked off by Pickett for just a moment. And they're going to say that he did pick it off and then threw it off of the leg of Hayes. And out of bounds it went, so Belleville East a chance to add on.
Yeah, Cage Kingsley will come in. He'll probably take the place of Carson, give him a little bit of a rest.
Yeah, he's been out there the whole game.
Yeah, Lincoln are just maybe a couple of small mistakes here, and East have been able to get into their sets and get some buckets to fall. And no need to be worried as a Lincoln fan, but just have to rectify a few small things.
Lancers with the ball. Jackson kicks it outside to Montgomery, and they get it into the hands of Pickett. He wanted to take that 3 for a moment, but closing the door was Gowan real quick. Now a shot from the corner misses the mark. Lincoln gets the rebound, and they'll put it into the hands of Kingsley. Kingsley comes across the timeline over to Saucy. Into the corner it goes now for Hayes. Back out to Saucy. Back out to, well, we're going to go out and play a little catch for a while. They're doing it so fast I can barely keep up. Into the corner it goes. 3-point shot. That one is over the rim. That was a total air ball. And that loose ball is picked up by Singleton for Belleville East. He'll get it into the hands of Pickett. We are halfway through quarter number 2. Into the corner it goes for Montgomery, and Montgomery gets it out of there with a pass to Singleton. Back over to Pickett. Pickett to Singleton. Singleton gets double teamed for a moment, gets out of that, and Pickett dribbles and drives into the paint, off the glass, can't get it to fall, and the rebound will be knocked out of bounds by Lincoln. Nope, knocked out of bounds by Belleville East.
Cook will come back in with his 2 foul. Lowry and Muse will enter for the Lancers as Pickett and Jackson will sit down.
Inbound pass will be triggered by Drew Hayes. right underneath the Belleville East basket. 3:35 left to play. Lancers of Belleville East have a 6-point lead, 16-10. Lincoln trying to dig into that. Here is Kingsley. Kingsley gets past Montgomery with a pass over to Hayes. Hayes looks to spin, and I thought he was going to try to dribble drive into the paint, but we have a foul, and that one's going to go as Gowan was trying to enter from that left wing. That's going to go against Jackson Muse. Inbound pass comes right in front of the Lancers bench.
Nearly a backcourt violation.
Gets it to Kingsley and into the corner and now into the paint, and that's knocked out of bounds by Belleville East. 3:14 left to play here in this first half. 16-10 in favor of Belleville East. Ball comes in. Cook couldn't finish, and then the loose ball is picked up by Belleville East. They'll fire it up real quick and get it into the hands of Wilson. He'll drive and tried to throw the ball into the corner for Singleton, but stepping right in front of that pass was Jake Blevin, and he picked that thing off like he's a defensive back, and now we have a whistle. They want 30 on the shot clock. Is that what he said? Yeah, I don't think it took 15 seconds to come down court.
Yeah, I think
somebody forgot to reset it.
Yeah. East fans may be asking for a travel, but there may have been one, but anyway.
All right, back to Kingsley it goes. He comes across the timeline with almost a fresh shot clock. Out to the top of the key for Hayes, into the corner for Cook for three. That one's good. Boy, Lincoln needed that, didn't they?
Yeah, it's been a while without a bucket. I mean, Cook, a very versatile guy, did have a three-pointer in that game against Granite City yesterday, and he'll take him and make him if you leave him open, and Coach Creek will take a 30-second timeout.
Yeah, they were real close to that 10-second violation, so Coach Creek called a timeout. It is a 30-second timeout, so we'll step aside for that long as well, and we'll be back here in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Brady Pest and Termite Management is your local pest control source. The Midwest offers its fair share of pest problems, and Brady Pest and Termite Management is up to the challenge. Whether it's pesky rodents in the cold winter months or ants, spiders, and other pests in the warm months, Brady Pest and Termite is your solution. And termites? Brady Pest is tops in the Metro East in termite management. Do you have unwanted pests? Then call the best. Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Call 343-1790 or on Facebook at Brady Pest and Termite.
Inbound pass comes in at midcourt into the backcourt for Belleville East. Montgomery with it. He'll slide the ball over to Pickett. Pickett back over to Montgomery. Into the corner it goes for Jackson Muse. Back outside for Montgomery. One-hand pass over to Pickett. Pickett only has the 2 points here thus far. I'll give the ball to Muse. Muse jumps across the lane. That was a travel hit. Nobody saw it except for us, Zach.
Yeah, well.
It happens sometimes.
Lincoln rebound at any rate.
2 minutes to go here in this first half. On to the deep right wing it goes, and Hayes gives it up to Cook. Cook at the free throw line. Throws it into the corner for Gowan. Gowan back out to Cook. Cook, one dribble, picks it up, gets it back. He'll pull up outside the lane, take the shot, hits the inside of the rim, and there is Muse with the rebound for Belleville East. Lancers are up by 3. They want to go up by more. Here is Pickett, trapped in the backcourt. Throws it across the line and gets it to Lowry. Lowry into the corner. Montgomery for 3. Skips across the rim, and into the hands of Gowan it goes. Gowan brings it up with 1:29 to go here in this first half. On to the wing. Dribble drive by Blevin. A shot no good. Rebound belongs to Pickett. Pickett brings the ball up slowly, throws it over to Montgomery in front of the scorer's table. Montgomery gets tripped up at the mid-court stripe, but still manages to stay with it underneath the basket. That's last touched by Lincoln. They were trying to for a while there. Jackson Muse was wide open down on the baseline, and they waited just a little bit too long to get that pass to him.
Yep, we'll see Kingsley and Cook sit down. They'll go Saucy and Carson back in.
Inbound pass being triggered by Pickett. Pickett still looking, throws it all the way out for Singleton. Singleton gets the ball to Lowry, back over to Singleton. Singleton, Lowry, Lowry from the left side, back over to the right side. They'll play catch for a moment and take their turns getting closer and closer to the paint. Cross-court pass, Pickett. Pickett drives, baseline, paint, fadeaway, shot good.
Yeah, I mean, Pickett showing why he's going to SIUE there, just driving in the lane, pull up from 7 feet. That's a very, very comfortable range.
I tell you what, man, Pickett and Rayshon Taylor on the same team. That's Coach Baroni has got to be just like dreaming for that to happen next year.
Uh-huh. On a pretty good squad this year, though.
Yeah, I know. Not bad at all.
Looking like one of the better teams in the Ohio Valley, as Wilson will come back in. A turnover there as one of the Lincoln players traveled.
35.6 seconds to go here in this first half. 18-13, 5-point advantage belongs to Belleville East, and the Lancers have the ball. You see Alex Jackson trying to sneak back here behind everybody and wait for somebody to throw him a football pass, but catching up to him kind of quick was Saucy. There is Pickett. Pickett gets it across the line to Montgomery. Montgomery to Pickett. Pickett will stand there and wait for it. The shot clock and the game clock almost match each other, about a half a second difference. Here's Pickett. Belleville East playing for the last shot. They will have the lead as we go to the second half. How much? That remains to be seen. 10 seconds left. Here's Pickett. Dribbles, comes away from the left side, goes over to the right side, still being cut off over there. Better hurry, running out of time, and now we have a foul called. Shot says no, says the referee, no shot. But we are going to have a foul, and there's not going to be a lot of time to get the ball back in. And that foul is going to belong to Jake Blevin, his first, each team with 5, so we're not into shooting territory yet. So the Lancers will inbound, and they'll have 1.6 to get some points. Inbound pass being triggered by Montgomery, right in front of the Lincoln bench. He gets it in, 3-point shot, no good at the buzzer, and that is the way that the first half comes to a close. 18-13 in favor of Belleville East. We'll take a halftime break, come back, pass along the first half stats to you in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KHawkSports.com and the K-Hawk Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org. Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884.
Plumbing or electrical problems? Is your AC or heater on the fritz? There are dozens of companies out there, but do you really know who you're letting in your home? Trust Tiger. Our technicians are clean-cut, drug-free, and background checked. What other company can make this bold statement? Our 24-hour emergency service will ensure your plumbing, heating, AC, and electric are up and running no matter what time of day it is. Schedule your appointment today. Tiger Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Services. We earn our stripes every day.
All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent customer service. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville, right across the street from K-Hawk Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or on Facebook at All Pro Tees. Or call All Pro Tees at 344-2200.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of K-Hawk Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go K-Hawks.
Do you have a big land improvement project that requires some outside help? Call Petroff Trucking Company. The Petroff Companies have been shaping the metro area since 1975. Family owned and operated, Petroff Trucking Company can do the job and do it right. Hauling, excavating, and grading, they do that and more. Petroff Companies also has roll-off dumpster rentals. They also specialize in dirt and rock sales. Petroff Trucking Company can help you develop your land for your needs. Petroff Trucking Company. Check out their website, petrofftrucking.com, or give them a call, 618-797-6100. Petroff Trucking Company, shaping the metro area since 1975.
The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KHawkSports.com and the KHawk Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the KHawk Sports Network and KHawkSports.com.
The OrthoGold TRT tissue regeneration machine is revolutionary new technology. It's known as a shockwave machine. In the hospital setting, it's lithotripsy. The machine looks sort of like an ultrasound head, but it's much different technology. It drives sound waves into tissue at 3,500 miles an hour. It's a 3 to 5 minute non-invasive treatment. This is revolutionary technology. It's great for acute, which means, injured tissue. New injuries per se, also chronic conditions. We have many people who have canceled knee replacements and shoulder replacements and treated lots of plantar fasciitis, foot, ankle problems. Overall, the OrthoGold TRT softwave machine is revolutionary technology. We've been very excited to bring it to our practice, and we've already helped a tremendous amount of people with it, and we're looking forward to helping a lot more.
Once again, welcome back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Halftime score, Lancers of Belleville East have 18. The Railers of Lincoln High School with 13. And here is a little information that we have for you on the first half stats. Leading scorer in this one right now has 8 points. That's Antwine Wilson for Belleville East. After that, 4 points belongs to Jordan Pickett. Those all came late in that second quarter. Alex Jackson had 3 points. Jackson Muse with 2. And Darian Singleton with 1. 3 points apiece on the Lincoln side for Peyton Cook, Camden Nelson, and Aiden Gowan. 2 points for Jake Biven and Kion Carson. The rest of the numbers look like this from the three-point stripe. 3 for 10 for Lincoln, 0 for 8 from beyond the three-point line for Belleville East. I mentioned that earlier, that's going to have to straighten up for both of these teams. Free throw line, Lincoln didn't have any free throws in that first half, while Belleville East went 4 of 6. Lancers are controlling the boards, out-rebounding Lincoln 23-12, and Belleville East has turned the ball over 8 times compared to Lincoln's 6 times. Belleville East has gotten 12 of their 18 points from the paint. Lincoln has got 10 of their 13 points off of Belleville East turnovers. So these two teams are really going after each other here, and we have a nice close 5-point game as of right now. That's a look at your halftime stats. Second half action begins right after another timeout here on the KHawk Sports Network.
Hello, everybody. This is Mike Ogle with Ogle Auctions, and we hope you are enjoying tonight's game, and go K-Hawks. Hey, check us out. Every Sunday night, we have an online auction at www.ogleauctions.com. Everything from grandma's china to grandma's motorcycle helmet, it's all here at Ogle Auctions every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Check us out, and we will see you soon.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Visit Brad Keene at his Collinsville office at 106 North Clinton or call 618-467-8420. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville is a T3 certified tire dealer and so much more. Sure, Mike's Automotive has tires. They can also help with making sure your entire vehicle is road ready, from belts and hoses to preventative maintenance like oil changes and tire rotation. Plus a lot more than that. Mike's Automotive has 3 locations to choose from. Mike's Automotive in St. Louis and Millstadt, and Mike's Automotive in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call Mike's Automotive at 618-345-0611. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Once again, welcome back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here at Collinsville High School. We're about ready to start the second half of this second quarterfinal of the day between Belleville East and Lincoln. And right now, Belleville East has the lead 18-13 as we welcome back in Zach Roseman. Zach, we talked about it in the pregame show a little bit about the three-point shooting from both teams would have to pick up, and it really hasn't. Lincoln has hit 3 of 10, not bad. But Belleville East went 0 for 8, man. They have the lead, but that's something they're going to need to fix.
Yeah, I mean, I think Lincoln are only shooting 25% from the field. That's something that they're going to have to increase.
Well, Belleville East is at 28, so they're not much better.
Yeah, and it seems like East have done a really good job rebounding the ball, 23-12.
Oh, yeah. That is the one stat that did stand out when I got the stat sheet handed to me. All right, we're ready to go here in the second half. Lincoln, they'll have possession of the ball as the second half gets underway. Possession arrow now moves underneath the Lancers on the scoreboard, so if there's a jump ball called, possession will go to Belleville East. But right now Lincoln has the ball, and the Railers, trail by 5. Here is Cook, cuts across the free throw line and gives it up for Blevin, and a little pop shot drops in, and it's a three-point game.
Yeah, Blevin a pretty solid player, guy who, like a lot of this Lincoln team, plays his role very well, gets to the rim as well as just about anybody that Lincoln have. Not a guy that's going to shoot from the outside much, though.
Into the corner, Antoine Wilson gives it up, and Mosley tries a shot from the perimeter, and that ball goes out of bounds. Last touched by Trey Schilling, so the Lancers will get to keep it. Collinsville and Rockford East, they have next. What was the latest score you got from McClure North Granite City game over in the Ox Gym?
It was 14-9 Stars at halftime.
Okay. Lincoln survives another run by Belleville East, and the Railers now with a chance to get to within 1, maybe tie it up, but we have a whistle that'll stop the action, and we're going to have a foul called against Mosley. Yeah. Or is that going against Carson? No, Mosley. Okay.
Yeah, they've got Mosley.
That's his third.
Yeah, we'll see Montgomery come in probably for him. Probably see if Carson can go at him and maybe see if get Mosley to pick up his 4th.
Carson with the ball and now gets it into the hands of Cook. He'll take a shot from the free throw line. That's good for 2, and it's once again a one-point contest, 18-17. Belleville East with the lead. Here is Mosley. Gets the ball over to Pickett. Across the line it goes to Singleton. Singleton. Back to Pickett. Back over for Singleton, and he is having a hard time holding on to that ball over on that wing, and he finally gets it back out to Pickett. On to the other side of the court for Mason Mosley. Mosley travels away from the scorer's table and back to Pickett. Long three-point shot. That one hits the fat part of the iron, bounces all the way up. Comes down for Singleton. His shot won't fall in. Next rebound, that belongs to Biven. Biven gives it up to Carson. Carson, he moves it up across the line. 2 minutes gone here in this third quarter. Over to Cook. Cook on the right wing. Back out front now for Saucy. Back over to Carson. Carson, near side to far side. Gets it into the hands once again of Biven. Carson, one number 10 versus the other number 10. And now out for Schilling to Cook. Cook, free throw line offset again. This time it misses. And the rebound is hauled down by Antoine Wilson. He gets it into the hands of Mosley quickly. Into the corner it goes. A little fake by Singleton. Can't get the shot off, so he gives it up to, going the other way with it. They got Pickett on a charge right at the free throw line as he was entering the paint.
Well, Pickett's first foul, so no major harm done as Montgomery will come in for Mosley. Nice, strong start for the Rail Splitters coming out of the halftime break.
Yeah. Lincoln, they bring it up in the form of Carson. Carson gives it up now on the wing to Biven, and back underneath. Carson, no room to move there. He was kind of outnumbered there as far as height goes. Here's Cook with a three-point shot. That one won't fall. Rebound, once again, belongs to Belleville East.
Yeah, Wilson had, how many did Wilson have? Wilson had only 2 rebounds, but he had a near double-double last game, so he's definitely capable of grabbing quite a few boards.
There's a little fingertip layup that won't come in from the left side to the right side, but we have a whistle right afterwards, and this one is going to go against Alex Jackson, so the Lancers will turn the ball over and give it back to Lincoln. Trailing by 1 are the Railers. Here comes Carson. Works the ball up, and kind of a mishandled ball over there, but nevertheless, Lincoln stays with it. Drive, corner, wide open three-point shot, but missing the mark was Sauce, and the rebound belongs to the Lancers. They bring it up in the form of Darian Singleton. Singleton gets it into the corner. Montgomery from there, around the horn to Pickett, back out to the midcourt stripe for Montgomery. He'll get it to Pickett once again and get it right back. Over to Singleton. Singleton into the corner for Pickett. He launches one from there, hits the inside of the rim again. Pickett is just a tad off on his shots.
Yeah, he's been able to get to the rim relatively well, just hasn't quite found that touch from outside. We know he can hit him.
Oh, yeah. Into the corner it goes to Cook. Back outside it goes to Carson on the near side sideline. Being watched by Montgomery. Cook makes his move and hits the bottom of the backboard with it. Montgomery gets it to Pickett. Pickett, misses the slam dunk. He looked like he slipped as he went up.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit there. Saucy was charging hard, but wasn't going to try and get dunked on.
That was a nice move by Schilling. Boy, he got into the perimeter there with a good move. Rebound handled by Belleville East. They get the ball up quickly to Singleton. Singleton drives the lane, takes the shot, no shot, the referee says, and we have a foul on the floor.
I think that'll be on Schilling. That's his first. And we'll see Gowan re-enter for the Rail Splitters.
Second team foul, first for the team.
Oh, they give it to Saucy, okay.
Saucy. Biven comes out. Inbound pass being triggered by Montgomery for Belleville East. And he'll do so to Singleton. Singleton in front of his own bench. From the left wing to Pickett, into the paint. Jackson back outside. Singleton for 3, good.
Yeah, Singleton able to finally break the seal. Been a really cold start, but got that one there. Get the Lancer lead back to 4.
Very low scoring third quarter thus far, 21-17. Carson with it at the midcourt stripe as we have 3 minutes left to go here in this third quarter. All the way out front to Cook. Cook drives, spin move in the paint, good move. 2 points off the fingertip roll for Cook. And it's a 2-point contest once again.
Yeah, Cook up to 7. He's really had a pretty good tournament, showing why he is the Rail Splitters' leading scorer.
Montgomery with a quick pass to Singleton, who just hit a big 3. Back out front for Montgomery. Over onto the other wing for Pickett. Into the corner. Three-point shot. Wilson, good! Back-to-back threes by Belleville East after they got none in the first half. They hit 2 in a row here. That was almost a turnover, and now it is a turnover. Here is Pickett. This time he forgoes the dunk and puts in a little fingertip roll, and just like that, Belleville East is out front by 7. Inbound pass comes in for Gowan. Gowan brings it across the timeline, bounces it onto the wing for Carson. Carson backs up, gives it up for Sauce. Around the horn it goes, ends up with Cook on the deep left wing. Back out front for Carson. Now over to Schilling. Schilling back to Carson, and now Cook with it from the near sideline. Comes out to the top of the key. Under 2 minutes to go here in this third quarter. Here's a three-point shot, by Sauce. Nice job keeping the ball in, but they turned the ball over. Back to Belleville East. Here once again is Singleton. He's in the paint. He takes the shot. He's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, and that'll probably be Cook's third. Yep. That's a wrinkle for the Rail Splitters. And we'll see Singleton head to the free throw line, which went 1 of 2 in the first half.
Singleton at the line as Collinsville comes out of their locker room. They're waiting for the next game as they'll take on Rockford East. First shot from Singleton is good.
See Muse come in for the Lancers, and Hayes, Nelson, and Bivin come in for the Rail Splitters.
Wholesale player changes going on by Lincoln. Just a swap out of 1 for Belleville East. We're down to 1:39 left to play here in this third quarter as the Lancers have opened up an 8-point lead. Singleton trying to make it 9. And he does. Inbound pass comes in from Drew Hayes to Carson. Carson works the ball up over onto the right side in front of the scorer's table. Backs it up, and a wide open lane for Sauce to exploit, that is Bivin to exploit, and he did exactly that.
Yeah, just kind of was running the motion offense. Seas parted for him, and Bivin will make those every night.
Montgomery comes across the line, gives it up to Pickett. Pickett, top of the key, back to Montgomery, into the corner for Muse. Muse dribbles out of the corner, kind of gets away from Bivin. Here is Pickett, and we're down to 10 seconds on the shot clock. Montgomery on the wing to Singleton. Singleton has to make a move at some point. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Montgomery, and we're going to have a travel called against Montgomery.
See Jackson and Lowry re-enter for the Lancers as Pickett will run down and get checked out for the trainer for some reason. Wilson will also head to the bench.
Well, both of our trainers are sitting over there in the corner. He went to the opposite corner. Maybe he has to go to the bathroom.
Maybe.
Could be. He's back already. That wasn't a bathroom break. I don't know. Bodies hit the floor. Here is Cook. He got squeezed off by a double team. Throws it into the corner. Coming out with it is Nelson. Now Cook has it all the way out front again. And Cook gives it up for Carson. We're down to the final 20 seconds of the quarter. And 7 seconds on the shot clock. Here is Carson. He'll launch a big rainbow 3, and that's off the glass. The bank is open.
Yeah, Carson not going to shoot a lot of threes, but pretty good one there. Get it back down to 4.
Well, he kind of had no choice there. The shot clock was about to expire. Now the game clock is about to expire. Here's Montgomery off the rim, won't go in, and the rebound is going to be no shot. That is how the third quarter comes to a close. Got quite lively there late after a low-scoring start. 28-24, Lancers have the lead, and we have the fourth quarter coming your way in a brief moment right here on the K-Hawk Sports Network. First National Bank of Waterloo, with over 100 years serving the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo at their Maryville or Collinsville locations for all of your banking, mortgage, and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, call the Collinsville team at First National Bank of Waterloo at 618-345-1121 or visit their Maryville or Collinsville locations or online at fnbwaterloo.bank. First National Bank of Waterloo, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Todd Duke here, proud member of the Collinsville Educational Assistance Association. Whether you call us teachers' aides, paraprofessionals, or educational assistants, it all comes down to one thing: taking care of students. More importantly, your student. Yes, we are there for the teachers, and we help them in any way possible. But our goals are in line with our teachers, in that we want to see our students succeed at not only being a student, but well beyond that as we ready them for the world outside of the classroom. We are Union strong. We are K-Hawk strong. We strive to help students reach their potential. We are the Collinsville Educational Assistance Association. Go K-Hawks! Fourth quarter is underway. Lancers have the lead and the ball, and now they stretch that lead back out to 6 points after Jackson Muse banks one off the glass. Lincoln, they bring the ball up court. Here is Carson. Carson settles over at the midcourt stripe, then moves forward. Oh, a behind the back no-look pass to Bivin, and Bivin turns it into 2 points. That was a nice play.
Yeah, they'll run that backdoor cut all the time, and they finally got it. Bivin just, like I said, Bivin will make a layup every single time.
Belleville East trying to answer. Pickett ready to come back into the game at next opportunity. Into the corner it goes for Wilson. Wilson comes out, gets the ball into the hands now of Singleton. Back out onto the wing now for Mosley. Singleton for three at swoops. From one side to the other, here's Jackson with the putback rebound, no good. And this time the rebound belongs to Lincoln, and the ball actually ends up out of bounds, put there by Belleville East, so Lincoln will take over from there.
Yeah, see, that Hughes, 13, head to the bench, and Lincoln have done a pretty good job. Belleville East have put on some full court man-to-man pressure, and Lincoln have done a very good job breaking it.
Pickett back into the contest now for Belleville East. Here comes Carson for Lincoln. Railers work the ball up, trailing by 4. We're in the fourth quarter, 6:40 to go in the fourth. On to the left wing for Cook. Back out front for Bivin. Into the corner, a shot by Nelson misses the mark from 3. And the rebound belongs to Pickett. Headmans it up, gets it back, and he'll get the friendly roll off of the fingertips to extend the Belleville East lead.
Yeah, Pickett up to 8 points now, and sudden Pickett and Wilson are going. They're really hard to stop.
He usually gets his points somehow or another. Even though he was shut out in the first, he usually ends up with pretty close to 20 every game. Here is Bivin. He'll take the roll, and he'll take the charge as well.
Oh. A little too far under the location for me to see. Lincoln fans not very happy about it.
That's why I moved out here to the side.
Yeah, just
have a seat. You don't have any buttons to push, man. Take a little load off. Inbound pass comes in, and Belleville East starts their way up court. Here is Pickett. Lost the ball off of his shoe. Picked up by Carson. Carson dumps it over to Cook. Cook spin move in the lane, and that one is going to be a charge as well. That's back-to-back charges against Lincoln.
That'll be Cook's 4th foul, so Coach Alexander with a decision to make here. No movement from the Lincoln bench. Looks like Cook will stay in the game.
32-26, just a 6-point lead for Belleville East.
I think the Lincoln coaching staff wanted to travel there, and it may have been something to say, but it was definitely a charge.
Mosley sends the ball over to Singleton, back over to Mosley as they work the ball up from the back court to the front court. Singleton. Leisure dribble over to the top of the key, back over to Mosley. Mosley back to Singleton. Singleton on the left wing. 5.5 to go here in the fourth. 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Here is Pickett. Pickett dribbles, top of the key, into the corner, three-point shot, Singleton, and it rolls across the rim. Now, I believe that Bivin tripped over the ball. And now another shot from the wing for Pickett, no good, and the ball out of bounds, and it will go to Lincoln.
Yeah, Jackson's presence inside, I mentioned this earlier, Jackson's presence inside is really giving Lincoln some trouble. Lincoln, Cook can match him height-wise, but he's not going to, Lincoln don't really have anybody that can bang with Jackson.
Into the corner it goes for Cook. Lincoln, they trail by 6. On to the wing, now back out to midcourt for Carson. Carson gives it up now for Nelson. Nelson on the wing in front of his bench, back over to Carson. Carson, he gets it to Bivin, and Bivin had a hard time holding on to that ball. Timeout called by Coach Alexander, just as his player was laid out on the floor trying to keep that ball from going out of bounds. Timeout on the floor. It is a 30-second timeout, so we will step aside for that long as well. We're back in just a moment on the K-Hawk Sports Network. Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Jason Regg, your Collinsville Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why Jason Regg is a proud sponsor of your Collinsville K-Hawks on the K-Hawk Sports Network. For all of your investment needs, see Jason Regg at his Edward Jones office at 1008 Vandalia Street in Collinsville, or call Jason at 618-344-0252 or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Welcome back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Todd Duke, Zach Roseman with you. Quarterfinal number 2 of the day. We're in the fourth quarter of a good game. Belleville, East, and Lincoln. Low scoring affair, but still a good game. We have 4:45 left to play here in this fourth quarter. 6-point lead belongs to Belleville East. Ball belongs to Lincoln. Carson dumps it off to Hayes. Hayes in the paint, takes the shot. Can't get it to go. Rebound. That finds the hands of Mosley. He'll go all the way. Good for 2. And the Lancers extend their lead out to 8.
Yeah, Mosley able to outrun Carson there. That's a pretty difficult thing to do.
Yeah, I hear you there. Here is Bivin. And no one was in the paint, and coming through untouched was Drew Hayes, and he got those 2 points right back.
Yeah, that's Hayes's. Yeah, that'll be Hayes's first bucket of the tournament. Nice to see him get going if you're a Lincoln fan.
We are halfway through quarter number 4. 34-28, Lancers have the lead. Looking to take on the MacArthur Generals in the semifinals later tonight. Onto the wing it goes. That is Singleton. Singleton throws it into the corner now for Wilson. Wilson all the way out front for Pickett. Pickett no look pass to Jackson. Jackson off the high glass, can't get it to fall. Rebound. That falls right down into the hands of Nelson for Lincoln. Lincoln trying to claw back a couple more of those points from Belleville East. Right now it's a 6-point advantage for the Lancers. Back at midcourt it's Carson. Carson gives it up for Hayes. Hayes to the free throw line for Cook. Cook into the corner. Nelson for 3. Off the rim, and a foul called as that ball was coming down.
That was, they're going to get Hayes. That was pretty soft.
I agree.
Yeah, not. There's been a lot more that hasn't been called, and I think Coach Creek will take a timeout here.
Coach Creek does indeed take a timeout. It is a 60-second timeout, so we'll be back here in 1 minute on the K-Hawk Sports Network. Keep your ride shiny and clean with Extreme Details Vehicle Detailing in Collinsville. Owner Jay Merkel and his crew at Extreme Details believe in the value of community and in helping their community hold the value of their vehicles with a sharp-looking, clean ride that you and your community can be proud of. Extreme Details can handle any job, whether you drive a small car, an SUV, or even a bus or RV. No job is too big or too small at Extreme Details. Extreme Details offers scratch and oxidation removal, no matter what you drive: cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, and more. Plus, Extreme Details can handle fleet vehicles for you and your company. Call Jay and the gang at Extreme Details at 618-977-1224. Check for periodic specials on the Extreme Details Facebook page. Put the shine in your ride with Extreme Details, 618-977-1224. Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, Todd Duke, Zach Roseman with you. We have 3:25 left to go here in this fourth quarter. Quarterfinal number 2 between Belleville East and Lincoln. Right now, the Lancers have a 6-point lead, and they have the ball as well.
Lincoln just going to increase the pressure on that 1-2-2 a little more now.
Here is Mosley, gets it across the line to Singleton. Singleton in front of the scorer's table, back to Mosley. Mosley into the paint for Jackson. Jackson, no look pass, reverse layup, and that's good for Antwine Wilson. Back to an 8-point lead here for the Lancers of Belleville East High School. 3 minutes to go, fourth quarter action. Here comes Carson. Carson across the line, approaches that left wing, underhands the ball to Bivin, who gives to Cook. Cook just outside the lane. Jackson tries to stop, can't do it. Rebound belongs to Pickett.
It seems like every shot Lincoln take is winding up short.
They do, yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, just from everybody. Nelson, Cook there, even just about everybody.
Mosley has the ball on the left wing near his coach, Jeff Creek, kneeling down right at the front edge of that scorer's table. And he and Pickett will play catch for a while, and now goes back over to Mosley. 2:20 left, but 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Mosley turns around, tries to enter from the side, takes it underneath, and they waited too long. I think sometimes these guys forget about that shot clock.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you never really notice until you get hit by it. That's our first shot clock violation of the day, and
yeah,
it's as good as any other turnover, except maybe if you're East, you'll take it because you run 35 seconds off the clock.
Oh, yeah, definitely. 2 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. There is a dribble drive by Gowan, and he ends up losing the ball, and then Pickett somehow or another stays on his feet, drives, and can't get the fingertip roll to go in, but Pickett will head to the line for a couple of freebies.
Man, that's most importantly, that's Cook's 5th foul. So we'll see somebody's got to come in for him, and it'll be Saucy, or
maybe not.
Well, somebody's got to come in for him. He's got 5.
Yeah. No players are getting up off the bench. Now they're going to bring Saucy out. So the day is over for young Mr. Peyton Cook, 6'7" senior. To the free throw line, Jordan Pickett, the 6'4" senior for Belleville East.
And that might be the final nail in the coffin. Not over yet, but Cook's a very big piece, and Pickett with that now up to 9 points, stretch the Lancer lead to 9, and I mean it's never over until it's over, but might be now.
Tough sledding now, eh? Pickett trying to make it a 10-point advantage for the Lancers, and he does.
See Muse come back in for Jackson.
I guess the K-Hawks went back into their locker room. There is Carson. He has a head of steam all the way into the paint, throws the ball, and Pickett got a hand on it first, and it'll stay with the Lancers. 10-point lead for Belleville East. 1:42 to go here in this fourth quarter of this quarterfinal. Winner will get Decatur MacArthur later tonight in the semifinals. Loser will get O'Fallon in the 4:30 fifth place semifinal game. Here's Hayes outside. Gowan with a three-point shot that misses the mark. Singleton with the rebound for Belleville East. Lancers bring it up with a minute and a half left to go here in this fourth quarter. Singleton gets it over to Pickett. Lancers will take their time. They'll chew up as much time on that shot clock as they can to take away and get this game under a minute to go. That one, maybe not. Off the glass, a little give and go feed from near midcourt all the way down into the right-hand corner. And Mason Mosley puts up another 2 points. Now it's a 12-point lead, and I don't think that Lincoln's going to be able to overcome that with under a minute to go. And they throw the ball away.
Well, that's just kind of an insult to injury thing. I mean, you'd kind of figure coming into this game that East were slightly favored. I mean, yeah, Lincoln 11-1, but Belleville East have definitely gotten some mention in the state rankings. I'm not sure if they're actually in the top 10, but they've definitely gotten some votes. And, you know, after maybe had a little bit of questions after maybe a bit of a lackluster performance against McClure North yesterday, and even in the first half today, they had their more negative moments, but they've been able to get through there with talent, and they're going to have a very intriguing matchup with MacArthur here in about 5 hours.
We're down to the final 30 seconds in this one. Into the corner it goes. Gowan with another three-point try. That one misses and then hits the guide wire, holding the basketball contraption in place. It's like a guide strap, not a guide wire.
And get it up there. You got a lot of stuff you can hit, and
yeah,
it cannot you cannot go over the backboard because
No, you can hit the side of it and the bottom of it all you want to, because we've seen that a bunch of times here in this tournament. Here's Belleville East running out the clock. They don't need to shoot it if they don't want to. All the way back out at midcourt. And Belleville East is going to win this one by a final score of 42-28. They will move on to take on the MacArthur Generals in the first semifinal of the night. That's at 6 o'clock. And O'Fallon and Lincoln will hook up at 4:30 in the 5th place semifinal game. We'll take a break, coming back, and next up, Rockford East taking on the hometown Collinsville K-Hawks. That's the next game that we have for you, myself and Dr. McCluskey, bringing you that call on the K-Hawk Sports Network.